Shaji, and I'm Lana Shaji, and I'm an HR professional. And today I'm here to host the book launch of 18 Steps to Women Empowerment by Anuradha Goyal, who also happens to be my best friend since school days. So it's a pleasure being here. And once again, a hearty welcome to all of you who have joined in today. So let me introduce Anuradha. Anuradha is a postgraduate in management with distinction from Symbiosis Pune. She's a Six Sigma certified with a green belt. Customer relationship is her specialization, and she served a stint in the corporate for 14 years in leadership. Anuradha is passionate about helping people. She has found her niche in the coaching industry now. She's a coach in positive psychology, emotional intelligence, and parenting, and an NLP practitioner as well. So over to you, Anuradha. Could you please tell me what inspired you to write this book, and why did you choose to write on women empowerment?
First of all, thank you, Lena, for a beautiful introduction and a start. So before I could speak anything about the book, I would once again like to thank each and everyone for taking your time and being a part of today's launch. I once again extend a hearty welcome to all of you. The journey of woman is not at all easy. She has to face many challenges in her career and personal life. Likewise, it was same for me. My personal and professional experience urged me to write this book. Coming to your next question, why did I choose to write on women empowerment? You see, women empowerment means power in hands of women. It signifies that women should be given equal opportunity in every field, irrespective of any discrimination. While I was working in male-dominant organization, I had to face many challenges. In this book on 18 Steps to Women Empowerment, I've discussed the need for women's empowerment and steps through which it can be achieved. I've also shared my actual incidents. In addition, the book provides solutions for how women can manage their time productively, boost their self-confidence, and stick to their goals. Hope, Lena, I'm able to answer your question.
Yes, absolutely. And now it's time to invite our unveil the book. And before I introduce her, it reminds me of a beautiful quote from Bhagavad Gita. Yoga is a journey of the self, through the self, to the self. Well, Gayatri is a yoga teacher. She also has 13 plus years of corporate experience in driving various HR functions. She is the founder of Bodhi Tree Movement. Bodhi Tree Movement is a corporate event management company headquartered in Pune. They design various activities which focus on individuals' physical, spiritual, and mental well-being. So let's welcome Gayatri to unveil the book and also share her views on the book.
Thank you so much, Lina, for the lovely introduction. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Anuradha ji, for having me on this beautiful platform. And first of all, my heartfelt congratulations to you for this amazing book that you have written. It gives me immense joy because to see a woman do this, especially for women, standing up for women and writing something such beautiful book, for not only women, perhaps the entire crowd, it's really amazing. And I think a round of applause to you. It's a great work that you have done, and I'm so proud of you. So I'm going to unveil the most welcome. So without further ado, I'm just going to unveil this lovely book, and I'm sure everybody is going to love reading this book and try to grab as much as they can from, the little tips that you have presented in this beautiful book. Okay. So let me just open this up for you guys. Okay. All right. So here it says 18 steps to women empowerment. Okay, I'm going to take it a little near the screen so that, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to unveil the book. Just couple of words from my side wouldn't take much of the time. I'm really a strong of women empowerment, and I got a chance to go through all your 18 commandments, and they're bang on. My most favorite is love yourself first, because as a yoga teacher, I completely believe that everything happens within ourselves, right? Unless you don't love yourself, unless you don't start something within yourself, you cannot change the world. If you don't like the way you look, if you don't like the way your essence is, then it's really, really difficult to, have others happy or to change the world. The first step begins within ourselves. So yes, everybody love yourself and then go change the world. So congratulations once again, and I hope many people get a chance to read this book. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Gayatri. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Gayatri. That was quite inspiring. Before I invite our first speaker for the day, I would like to share something interesting that goes well with her. If your actions inspire to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. On that note, I would like to introduce Geeta Ramachandran. She's a well-established, experienced, and respected leader in the technology sector. She's a known name as a visionary and strategist for initiating and carrying out pioneering work in the oil industry, and have a lot of fuss to her credit. A qualified engineer and a university rank holder, Geeta ji has the distinction of being the first lady engineer recruited by Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited in the late 70s, a winner of the Golden Peacock National Award instituted by IOD for architecting intranet applications at BPCL, and National Award for Excellence as the Best Woman Executive conferred by National Petroleum Management Program in the oil and gas sector and Indian Ministry of Petroleum. Geeta ji was also bestowed the Woman Achiever in IT, National Award in the Global Platform for Contributions to IT and Excellence in IT sector. She's an author for 2 books, which are bestsellers on Amazon and are acclaimed internationally. Thank you, Geeta ji. If I kindly request you to throw some light on this book.
Thank you, Lavanya, and thank you, Anuradha, for inviting me. Actually, I'm so happy that she's launching her book today, and like Anuradha, I am also a person who likes to empower women. Now, the question comes, last time when we had the mega launch for about more than 100 books in our community, in the AFH community, some people were asking, why not empowerment for the men? So let me come to what is basically empowerment. If you see the olden era, we know that it is known to be that women are the people who will take care of the home and the children, and men would bring whatever is required from outside. So this went on for some time. Over a period, women realized that they also need to be educated. They also need to work. They had their own dreams. But basically, it was not getting satisfied. If you consider my mother, she was the first class holder. She was not permitted to study at all because she used to come from the school. She used to come from the school and then she had to do everything in the house, and there was no electricity. So if at all she lit the hurricane lamp, you say the lamp, people would say, no, who is going to pay for all this? Please, you cannot. And so she used to sleep without studying. And despite all that, amongst all the people, she got first class for her SSLC and she was not permitted to study further. They said you can take up music or something like that. Girls are not required to study. So from that time, my mother was very particular that her children should study well. So yes, I could do my engineering. But if you see that era, we were only 4 ladies in our class and we had no other ladies. So when we used to come to the class, we used to look down, because we were always afraid that somebody will shoot, somebody will send rockets, you call that, with paper. So we were, all 4 of us used to look down and come to the class and just look up only at the blackboard. We were sitting in the front, so we were always worried there would be some paper plane being thrown at us. That was the stage. And when I joined Bharat Petroleum also, I was the first lady engineer. There were no other ladies. There were few clerical staff. So they did not expect us to perform like men. So we were always being seen by other people. We had to do something more to get visibility. But there also, I was told by a person, when I told that some job has to be done and I was instructing, they said, you be ladylike. What does that mean? That means you be very, polite and submissive. So now what do you say of that? Women need to be empowered in what way? So coming back to the late 80s and 90s, women started getting themselves educated, but they were always told that you should not raise your voice. You should not do something. So when Anuradha has brought out this book, I felt thrilled because there was one lady who, despite getting back-to-back promotion, she had to get to some setback. Maybe they could have shirked one man, but unfortunately, she had to take the setback. And despite all that, coming forward and writing a book, empowering the ladies, I should say kudos to her because I did not get courage to write a book like that. She got the courage. And I read her book end to end. I really liked the steps that she has put forward in the book. And I am really, really thankful to her. And also I've seen there are 4 or 5 ladies who have written books on empowerment. One is our Priyadarshini sitting over here. One is Neeraja Bandi, who is also there. And Neha has also written. So I've seen many ladies coming out and writing books on women empowerment, which has given me lot of happiness. To be very frank, I had a lot of men and women working under me as I grew up in the career, but I could see that initially men had some resistance to be reporting to a lady. But then, I got them on my side by showing my knowledge. Basically, I knew that I had to work extremely hard to make myself being acceptable to my subordinates. Just think of that. So, but I just went ahead and did that. And I was not partial to ladies, but I had a soft corner for ladies just because they had to do double work. Even now, the society has not progressed to such an extent that men will take up share the work at the home. So I knew that these girls had to finish their job, get back home, and then immediately they had to start working. So you can understand, of course it was a choice. When they get married also, everything is very nice. But afterwards, I have seen many of the ladies leaving the job after getting married or after getting children. So there is still some lacuna. And all of you women sitting over here, bring out books, let people get to know that they need to have a voice. Of course, things have changed a little bit, but still it is not what is expected. Even in the Western world, if you read Lenin by, I think it is Sandy Cheryl, or I'm not getting the name, she's working for Facebook. And she has also written how the women are being deprived. So it's not the third world countries. It's also in the Western world that women are have still got to get their bearing. So kudos to all of you girls over here, ladies over here, sitting and writing books on empowerment. And I'm sure that you all will go places. And all the best to Anuradha to write more books like this. She has taken pages from her own life and she has put it. So it's a wonderful book. I request all the others who have not read the book to kindly go through the book and let us give her a big. So to go forward and do more. and let her book be a bestseller. I know it has become a bestseller in India. I would be sure to get bestseller all over the world. Congratulations and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Geeta ji, for the words of wisdom and encouragement. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. I would like to introduce mentor Mr. Som Batla. Mr. Som Batla hails from Gurgaon. He moved from his career as a corporate lawyer and a company secretary to become an author. He reached the pinnacle as #1 bestseller on Amazon for each of his 20 books. He has undertaken a mission to train 10,000 independent authors as a mentor and motivator. Mr. Som, we are immensely happy to have you here today. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Lavanya, and congratulations, Anuradha, for launching this book, Women Empowerment. Yes, and when I joined, Geeta Ramachandran was wonderfully explaining the reasons for women empowerment, and I totally appreciate that. I have 3 women, 2 girls, 1 lady in my home, and who else can be like more supportive of that? And I'm really happy to see so many female in this community writing about women empowerment. Priyadarshini, congratulations. Neeraja Bandi, Empower to Transform, wonderful book. And if I'm missing some name, Neha Wali also. Yes. So yes, this is a topic which needs still attention, because although women are progressing in some fields, we can see there, and but in the first world countries also, as Sandil Sherbak had in the book, and as you were rightly pointing out, there is still a lot of room for improvement, and there should be some place where equality comes, and then man empowerment will come later, when women really get super powered, and then there is a need of man empowerment. But right now I agree, there is still need of women empowerment. And Anuradha, since this is your event, and you have rightly summed up in 18 steps. See, when you say something in a step-by-step process, that makes things easier. And I really like a couple of steps in your book. For example, you said, don't allow disrespect. So this is something which is precisely, if you allow somebody to disrespect you, you will be eventually disrespecting yourself. So that's the wonderful step you have stated. And this is for example, next one is let go of past and learn to forgive. You don't have to be stuck in the past. If something wrong happens with you, be it a woman or man, you have to let go of the past and forgive it, because forgiveness is not something for the other person. Many people, realize that many people wrongly think that if we forgive somebody, we are losing something. But there is a concept called radical forgiveness. This says that if you forgive somebody totally, it will clear your energy. And for progressing in any field, we need clear field of energy, because all actions happen once we have a lot of energy and focus. And if we are focused on the past, focused on the bad things happen to us, then it is really very difficult to move ahead. So empowerment, be it a man, be it a woman, you have to let go of the past, let go of the past feeling. You have to take lessons, of course, but after taking the lessons, we have to forgive the past event. Forgive does not mean that you have to bow in front of other person and say that, oh, sorry, please do that. No, it's not that. Forgiveness means forgive from your heart that, okay, maybe sometimes we said we pity on you, something like this. But yes, forgiveness means forgiveness is for you. So I won't take much time of yours, but yes, point is this, that this topic is need of the hour, and many women in this community are writing the books on these topics. So I salute to all of you writing that. And yes, this book needs to reach more and more, not women only, men also, because men, when we say women empowerment, it doesn't mean that every man is against that. Some men are really working towards that, but for those men to come to help those women need to come forward. Women need to come forward, and people like you sitting in this community here, you are coming forward for women empowerment. You're talking about these topics. You're making noise about these topics. And once you make this lot of noise, then those who are disrespecting the women empowerment, they will get a signal that time has come, that women need equality. And once that world comes where men and women can walk together equally without any, kind of differentiation on based on sex, then this is something which will really make this world a better place. So yes, I think this is what my message for all the women here. And on this occasion of launching of the book, Anuradha, thank you so much for bringing this topic, and wish you all the best for this book success. Wish you all the best for your author journey, and wish you all the best in whatever endeavors you put your hands on. My all support, whatever I can, is with you, and all the FH authors sitting here. More power to all of you. We are like 19 people here. Priyadarshini, Anuradha, Satadar Lahiri, Chris Rao, Yatish Jadhav, Deepak Devraj, Geeta Ramachandran, Neeraja Bandi, Vikash Pal Chaudhary, Gunjan, Gayatri Baleri, Valentina, Surendra Goyal, Srivas Nayak, Dimple, Mona More. Thank you so much, all of you. AFH family rocks. Yes. So these are my words I wanted to say here, and wish you all the best, Anuradha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Som. Thanks, Etan.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Som, for your support and encouragement. It is said, experience is a teacher of all things. Now I would like to call upon Satadar Lahiri, who is a professional engineer with almost 2 decades of experience with eminent institutions, also a noted contributor to blogs and articles in various newspapers and magazines. He has written several books and is an exponent of TOC from the Eliyahu Goldratt Foundation, Israel. Over to you, Satadar ji.
Thank you, Matt. Am I audible, first of all?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Loud and clear, LC.
LC. Thank you, LC. Thank you very much, madam, for that kind introduction. And thank you, Anuradha Goyal ji, for this wonderful book. In fact, since I am a biographical writer, I particularly like this book because she has portrayed the features of the book with her own experience with such honesty. The word honesty is there because she has portrayed her weaknesses, her failures, her feelings, her emotions through this book, and of course the 18 steps later on, so how to overcome it. So I liked it because of the honesty part of it. And coming to self-love, of course, somebody said self-love is one of the biggest features. Self-love, of course, is one of the biggest features. You have to love yourself before you start loving somebody. So, this topic of women empowerment is a bit serious. So I'd like to crack a joke over here. Not a joke, something to make it light. Self-love, there's an example. There was a person who had recently concluded Bengal elections. He had participated in that as an independent candidate. He lost out, of course. And in the morning, somebody went and said that Mr. So-and-so, my full family had voted for you, but unfortunately you have lost. He gave him a tight slap and said, I myself have not voted for myself. And I've got only 2 votes. And I've got a family of 5. I am searching for people who have not voted for me in my family. And you are saying that you have voted for me. Self-love was missing over there. Anyway, coming back to it, Anuradha, congratulations for a very nice book. And of course, we look forward to many such books from me. And one thing that I have noticed with my family, with others also, when a woman becomes a mother, nature or universe gives her the strength, the endurance, the resilience, fortitude, and everything else to withstand the pressures that goes around. Look at any mother. I'll end by a small incident. There was a landslide in the year 1999 in Sikkim. And Sikkim was cut off from the whole of India. BPC, are you listening this? You know this. So BPC is in, Vikas Pal Chaudhary is in Sikkim. So Sikkim was cut out from the whole of India. And the BRO, the Border Road Organization, were trying to clear off the road so that supplies might start. And there was a very young boy of 15 or 16 who was standing atop the hill trying to help the people, rescue people. And while people were looking, he fell down 80 feet below and he crashed to his death. His brains had come out, so people had to push his brain inside his skull to take his body to the mother. Now the government officials were there. Everybody told the mother that, see, we could not do anything. The boy fell down. So apart from the government, whatever grants you get, what do you want, mother? The 60-year-old Sikkimese lady said that I don't want anything, but give me my younger son a job. So there was a minister who said, okay, there are so many companies. L&T is there. Simplex is there. There are so many companies. Tata is there. We can get you any job. So she said, no, I don't want a job with the private sector, whatever, the money they give. I want a job with BRO, because if such an incident again happens, my younger son can give his life saving people like my elder one. So all the people standing over there could only be one sentence to come out. It came out from me as well. Ma tujhe salam. Thank you, Anuradha ji. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Satadal ji.
Thank you, Satadal ji. That was truly inspiring. The empowered women is beyond measure and beautiful without description. I would like to introduce Niraja Bandi, People's Manager and Empowerment Enthusiast, who is self-published and author of 2 best-selling books. Niraja ji has been working as a People's Manager for the past 23 years. She has also undergone an Executive Management Development Program at IIM and has a broad base of knowledge which allows her to explore many topics. She boasts of vast financial studies industry, more so in the management domain. Some of her key interests include contributing to academics, mentoring team members, advocating for women's empowerment, and making society a better place. On that note, I would request Niraja ji to speak few words.
Good evening, everyone. A big hello and welcome to all the viewers and the readers out there. Thanks a lot for the wonderful introduction. This is also my favorite subject, as I was closely associated with women networks. First of all, I take this opportunity to congratulate Anuradha for the launch of her book, 18 Steps to Women Empowerment. Before I begin to let you know what's there in the book for the readers, let's know what women empowerment is all about in my view. As quoted by Coco Channel, a girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. So giving power to women in society to take charge of their own lives and their communities without feeling discriminated against is what is women empowerment. So why is women empowerment important? Women's empowerment is essential for sustainable development. Equality among the genders means shared responsibilities, equal opportunities, and active participation in all sectors of society. So this in turn helps a community run efficiently. Education is one of the most important aspects of women's empowerment. Education gives girls and women the knowledge, skills, and credentials they need to enter the workforce. Having women in the workforce influences change. The empowerment of women is also a necessity for the very development of a society, since it enhances both the quality and quantity of human resources available for development. So in this book, 18 Steps to Women Empowerment, the author Anuradha Goyal handholds the readers as she takes you through the 18 steps of women empowerment. She has communicated very well the lessons she has learned after being laid off from a lucrative job through her experiences. When you face adversity, pause, update your skills, keep yourself busy, stand firm for oneself are just a few of the many important takeaways from this book, and it can be utilized by anybody wanting to bounce back. This book stands apart from other such books because it has unique examples from her life experiences and good quotes from many leaders. So the suggested solutions are always workable. So I request all the readers to have a look at the book, read it, and gain all the, see through all the important nuggets that have been mentioned in the book. Thanks a lot once again for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Niraja ji. Those were very empowering words. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. I would like to invite our next speaker, Vikash Paul Chaudhary, who hails from Shillong, has 37 years of work experience as a civil engineer. He retired as civil engineer PHE department, in which capacity he headed the technical government of Meghalaya. On completion of his BE Civil from the Regional Engineering College, Durgapur, he completed his Masters in Public Health from All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health, Kolkata. He is an author of 2 fiction books. One of his books has hit the bestseller in Amazon. Over to you, Vikash ji.
Good evening, Laina ji.
Good evening.
This subject occupies a special place in my heart because I belong to a state among the minority states where women empowerment is already there. Ours is a matrilineal society where the smallest girl of the family inherit all the properties, and in any decision making, they are the head in the things. But my point is that the state of mind, the subject, the perspective keeps on changing at various stages of our lives, especially in a topic like women empowerment, where actually the scope of debate is more than discussion. And therefore, 10 years back, what was my perspective about the subject was different from what it is today. Today, if I look at any of the merit list, any of the competitive examination, the result will prove my point. I don't know what it is a social factor or whatever it is. It is the in-depth feelings on the part of the fairer sex that they are leading in every field. But there is a tremendous scope of this particular issue being misutilized by the political force that be, or even in the social movement. And what I say, I stand by that. And therefore, the chance is that there is a saying that power tends to corrupt and absolute power corrupts absolutely. When in our political system, the 50% of our populace, I would say, is neglected. I'm speaking from the land of Sati, where dowry is a common thing now also. Therefore, my perspective also changed. But coming to cut the story short, the author in her present books has again mentioned about 18. 18 is a very important number. Gitaji will vouch for that. Because in Bhagavad Gita also there are 18 chapters. What makes this book very special for me is because she has had some personal anecdote, and she has shared. It was something right from the horse's mouth. It makes it even more important, because when a person he has walked it, talked, the belief level is different. So my congratulations to Anuradha ji. Keep your first book, you have hit the bullseye, and wish you all the accolades on your way, and keep on educated people like us with other subject too. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikas ji. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikas ji. That was incredible. Children are not a distraction from important work. They are the most important work. With that, I would like to call upon Mona More. She holds bachelor's degree in social science, master's in social work, diploma in child counseling, pursuing LLB. She is an author, professional social worker, counselor, and mentor with experience of 7 years. She is working on various issues related to women and children, and she is the founder of an NGO, Astitva Social, Foundation One Vision. Mona, over to you.
Thank you so much. I hope I'm audible because I was facing a lot of network issue, but I hope I'm audible now.
Yes.
Firstly, I would like, am I?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So thank you so much. And firstly, I would like to congratulate Anuji for writing a masterpiece. And I've been working with women for a long time, but I have experienced that, yes, as the previous, all the authors have shared the experience about women empowerment. And we do a lot of stuff for women empowerment. But while working, I have recognized few things, and that is that even if we want to empower women, some women are not ready to get empowered. So that is really very important. And as 18 Steps for Women Empowerment, which is written by Anuji, small steps have been given in that book, which can be utilized on a daily life. So every single step is going to make a difference. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि empowerment एक दिन में हो जाएगी. Lot of people have struggled for years और उसके बाद we have come up here. So कभी भी एक दिन में ये बदलाव नहीं आ सकता. पर जैसे अनु जी ने लिखा है कि सेल्फ केयर से लेके बहुत सी चीजें उन्होंने उस बुक में मेंशन की है जो वुमेन डेली लाइफ में यूटिलाइज कर सकती है, और दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So again, amazing. Everyone grab the copy. It is very important. और मैं खुद utilize कर रही हूँ, अपनी friends को बता रही हूँ. Again, congratulations and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Mona. That was lovely. Moving to the next speaker, her motto is, "It's the teacher who learns the most." Dr. Isha Rajput is a radiologist by profession, a teacher at heart, a 24/7 mother. She has written 4 books in radiology and 1 fact fiction book, Did You Survive 2020? Work relentlessly with IRIA, Indian Radiological and Imaging Association, for the betterment of radiology and women in general. Though she is not present, let's play her video message about today's event.
Hi, very good evening to everyone who is live with us and watching us and participating in this event and watching this recording. It is an honor to be a part of this book launch event, 18 Steps to Women Empowerment, by author Anuradha Goyal. For the uninitiated, I am Dr. Isha Rajput. I am a radiologist, radiology trainer, researcher, author, philanthropist, and on the personal front, I am a wife, a mother, and everything else that comes with being a mother. I run a podcast show, Chit Chat with BER. Now, logically, whenever somebody has a book launch event, they invite celebrities and eminent personalities with possibly few grey hairs. And as you can see, I have none. So why did Anuradha make me participate in this book launch event? Well, the purpose of life is to have a life with a purpose. So I'd rather die for a cause rather than die worthless. Maya Angelou said that you may not control all the events that happen around you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Each time a woman stands for herself without knowing it, without even claiming it, she stands up for all women throughout the world. And that's what Anuradha did. And that's why I'm here. Because we are united. We are united by the cause of women empowerment. This topic that needs to be heard, seen, and publicized more and more. When women empowerment is defined as promoting women's sense of self-worth, their ability to determine their own choices, the right to influence social change for themselves as well as others. The Western countries have already identified 3 phases of women empowerment in which the 19th and 20th century have primarily been of sufferings. In 1960s started the time when role of women was recognized in the society. And from 1990s onwards, we entered into the era of feminism. And we are lucky to be living that time of change. Women's empowerment is getting momentum these days with
Thanks, Dr. Isha, for sending the video. That was such a nice gesture. Every intention sets energy into motion, whether you're aware of it or not. With that, I have Devraj, who is a best-selling author specialized in personal development-related books. He possesses in-depth insights into personality development, life skills such as yoga, pranayama, meditation, mindfulness, Reiki, law of attraction, subconscious mind reprogramming, affirmations, visualization. He earns to empower people to realize their true potential. Mr. Deepak, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Laina, and thanks for inviting me to the show, Anuradha. And just talking about this book, actually, initially when I started reading this book, I got completely hooked to this book because it's such. It is the best part about this book is that it is straight from the experience of the author. Okay, if you ask whether I would be able to write a book like this straight from my experience, I would say no, because every person has some kind of negative areas in their life. To expose it to the outside world is very difficult, actually. But in this book, Anuradha has spoken straight from her own experience, and that is the best part about this book. And also, she has mentioned about her life in the corporate sector and how she has motivated and inspired her team to perform well. And later on, due to some unforeseen circumstances, there was a break in her career. And the way she came back after that is also very much inspiring and motivating. And also, she's the best part. What I liked about it is that all of us face setbacks in life. Okay, when we face setbacks in life, we get some, it triggers some kind of emotional response in our body. So yes, we have some rough days. We may become upset due to some situations in our life. But a person who continuously fall into such kind of negative emotions, it can these things affect the health of a person. And in this book, Anuradha has clearly mentioned about the negative effects the negative emotions has on the health of a person. And she has beautifully explained on how one needs to practice self-love and self-healing and all these things, especially during these pandemic times. Self-healing is also very important. And also, apart from that, from my personal life, okay, I have seen my mother, my sister, and my wife. So they are, I have seen the small sacrifices they do every day to make sure that there is happiness and among the family members. So these things are great things. So I hope all the men notice these things in their day-to-day lives. The sacrifices that women do to make the other family members very happy. And also speaking something more about in my corporate, I work as a software professional in a corporate firm. So I have seen the ladies also in my company, and they perform very well. They do their task very well in a very well disciplined manner. So then still there are people saying that it's a men's world. This corporate life is actually ruled by men, but that's not the case actually. Women perform as well as men, and sometimes even much better than men also. But due to certain situations, like they take the responsibility of the family life much more than the men, and that's why you see women face they take certain break in their career at times, just to look after their personal matters. I mean, their family actually, the responsibility that they take. So all in all, I would like to say that we need to inspire women to take up a lot of great responsibilities in their day-to-day life. And this book is one of the best books to inspire not only the woman but also for the men. Actually, there's a lot of things even men can get from this book. So I thank Anuradha for giving such a wonderful book, and I wish her all the best to produce more such books in the future regarding these topics. All the best to you, Anuradha. Thanks.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak, for your kind words. So we're done with all the speakers for the day. Is there anything that you would like to add, Anu?
Helena, while everyone has spoken today, and since we have a childhood bond, I would love to hear a few words from you as well.
Yes, definitely, Anu. Well, I've gone through the book, and I think the best part of this book is that it's very simple, and they are very easy 18 steps to follow. And the best thing is that it's not gender specific and dedicated to all the genders, and anyone can follow these guidelines to be the best version of themselves. As everyone has spoken so beautiful about the book, I'm left with very few words, but all I can say is it's amazing and it's a must-buy book.
Thank you so much, Lena. Thank you.
I would like to thank you all for attending the book launch. Hope you all enjoyed the launch. The book is available in Kindle and paperback version on Amazon India and on Amazon.com. Once again, we thank everyone for their presence and support, making this event even more graceful. And I wish you all have a great evening ahead. Thank you so much for coming and joining in today. And goodbye.
Thank you, everyone.